Hi, welcome to Bella's vlog. I had two really prophetic dreams I wanted to talk about. I felt very important. And how you all saints doing? I hope you're having a glorious, glorious day in Christ. Okay, well, so I'm going to talk about my first dream. I had July 11th. I woke up after having this dream. I was working at a school in the mountains, and the children were so spoiled, really arrogant, really bratty. They just seemed like spoiled little brats. And on the floor at the school, I kept finding money like it was being thrown away like trash. It was like all this money was just like wadded up, thrown on the ground like nothing. And I remember just walking around, and I kept picking it up, looking at it, wondering, why are they throwing this on the floor? You know, and I just kept picking up all the trash. Like I was an employee at this school. And I remember looking at my legs and seeing all my veins turning purple and dark red, like in an episode of House. Like I had a plague or a disease. And I showed this lady, and she said I needed to go to the hospital. And I said, why? And I heard this word she said toxemia, which I looked up in the dictionary, means blood poisoning. So I started to pray, and then it was gone. And I went down the hill to the mainland, and I was walking around, and then all of a sudden a disaster hits, okay? And the next thing I know, I saw was this rushing water, like flooding the land. And I saw this little girl get swept away, and I jumped in to save her. And as the water was going by, I saw these, it was like Japan when we were looking at the news, all those cars and boats are all rushing by. Well, that's what it was like in my dream. It was almost like it was a tsunami, like a huge tsunami had taken place, or some type of massive flood that hits land. And I saw like this boat, like I was in the water got caught in this current. And I remember, because I was trying to save that little girl, but she was already all the way down. I don't know where she disappeared to. I never did come across her again, and so I was stuck in the water because I had tried to save her, but she was already gone in the current. And I saw a boat on top of a semi-truck, you know, floating next to me, and I saw this boat propellers of his motor right above me, and it just kept sliding down like ready to crash on top of me. And I remember yelling out, "Jesus, save me! Jesus, save me!" And then all of a sudden I seen his finger touch me, and then I was on dry land. So I think, like, my interpretation, like, the school means the world, okay? Those kids were all the kids in the world that are mockers and scoffers and that don't believe in Christ. And I think I'm almost finished with school, because that's why it was in the school, meaning, you know, the world's almost finished. And if we're faithful till the rapture of the church. And about the money, yeah, the economics, you know, that's why I was finding it on the floor, is ready to collapse by the end of this year. So the money will be less value. It just keeps getting worthless. And it's worse during the 7-year tribulation, no value at all, because the inflation is so high. The world countries cannot feed their people, and they don't have any money, so that's why the money is so worthless in my dream. Now, as far as the disease, like the red, like all the veins turning purple and dark red, and it was like episode on House. That's our, you know, because it was, you know, toxemia, I mean blood poisoning. It means sins and, you know, corrupted in the world. You know, it also, I think, signals in that diseases and pestilence will spread more, because right now we're going through a drought, and I think the drought's going to spread throughout the world. But, you know, if you've read the Bible, you know, there's usually always a drought, famine, and pestilence, and, you know, and plagues, okay? So I think that's what that's what that part meant, you know, like diseases and pestilence will spread over the world in these last days till the 7-year tribulation. Now, the tsunami and the flood represents the natural diseases that are coming into this world. I mean, natural disasters. I'm sorry, I meant natural disasters. Because, you know, if you follow my channel, I've had 4 dreams about tsunamis. I've had dreams about earthquakes, stuff like that coming to this world. And those are the things that are coming, and we're in big trouble. It's going to start. They're saying in September. I don't know, you know. It's very biblical. I think it's a very biblical interpretation of my dream. Because I was on dry land in the end. I was saved from the Great Tribulation, the 7-year tribulation. That's what, how I interpreted that. Okay, so I had another dream this morning, July 13th. I wish I was good at recognizing fault lines, because in this dream an angel took me last night in my sleep to show me 2 fault lines in California. Like, those were the fault lines that were ready to have an earthquake. And I kept hearing him say, the small earthquakes are leading to the bigger ones. And I saw the land divide where the faults were like a big crevice, you know? Like it was just all separated. I don't know. I just don't know where it was. I don't want to say what fault lines I saw, but it seemed, I don't know why I saw, like, I think I saw this fault line behind these mountains. That was one. I just remember seeing these huge mountains, and there was this, right behind there was a big fault line. And then another one, but I don't know, okay, so I don't want to say anything. So I just felt like that needed to come out today. I just been having really prophetic dreams all week long. This is probably my 4th one so far. This is really active for me. You know, about the blood, that kind of reminded me of Psalms 105, like in the first dream. He turned their waters into blood and slew their fish, and it's a just judgment upon us for shedding the innocent blood of infants. You know, that's why I kept hearing blood poisoning. I just remember hearing Psalms 105:25. He turned the waters into blood and slew the fish. It's just a judgment upon us for shedding the innocent blood of infants. And it was the first of 10 plagues in Exodus 7:19, where by blood will be given to the Antichrist and to the anti-Christian states, for they are worthy, having shed so much of the blood of the saints, in the Revelation 16:3. That was what I was led to, and I just thought it would be really important that I bring this information out. Alright, well, God bless you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and if you have a different interpretation of my dream, feel free to comment. Alright, God bless you. Bye now.